Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. All right, so I'm gonna do this video on a no crank, no start issue, and this particular issue is on this truck. So basically, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of what happened a couple of days ago. I was driving the truck around for the whole entire day, had no issues. Went to get some stuff. Walmart, came back, and for whatever reason, it would not crank. There's a crank no start issue. It had power. There was power to all the accessories. The lights were on a dash, and I was thinking, if you guys are in this situation, you guys know what you're thinking, right? The first thing you guys are going to check out is the battery. Even though you have all the lights on your dash working and everything, you're going to want to check the battery, because a battery with a low, very, very low charge, it's gonna have enough charge to get your accessories working, the lights and everything. It won't have enough power to start your starter, though. I mean, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. Normally, if you have a weak battery, you'd have a slow crank, or you'd hear some kind of flickering, clicking sounds, because that's the solenoid going off. But the motor itself, the starter motor itself, is not going off because there's not enough power to run it. Okay, so basically, to test out the battery, it actually did show the gauge, and the battery was fine. On the gauge, the battery is fine. Regardless, I went out anyway just to check out to see whether there was any kind of dirt on the terminals. You know, this truck is a new truck, but no dirt on a terminal. And the battery was changed out about a year ago. Haven't had any issues with it since, but had to check it out anyway. Terminals were clean, terminals were tight, and it was all good on that end. So basically, at that point, I was thinking it's probably a couple of things. It could be a starter, a fuse, a relay. One of those things. I did not see a check engine light. Normally, if you guys have a check engine light in these situations, it would be a crank / no start, a crank no start situation, which is not what this situation is. So I was looking up, trying to find some. I was hoping it wasn't the starter, because I did not want to change the starter out on the spot. I did not want to call a tow truck, so I have my fingers crossed that it was an easy fix. I don't think it's the ground wire or anything like that, because this is a newer vehicle. There's hardly any rust on it, and I'm pretty sure the ground wire did not come off. It was not rusted off. But I did actually check the ground wire just to see whether there was any kind of issues with it, rust or anything like that. There was no problems with it. I know there's a lot of people. If you guys read up on these trucks enough, you guys know that they have ground wire issue. So I made sure to actually look at a couple places where the vehicle was grounded, where the ground wire is on this vehicle. There's a couple of them, but I pretty much put all my attention with the fuse box. I know there's probably a fuse that blew, some issues with maybe the PCM or fuse or something like that. But I had an OBD2 reader. I plugged it in, did a little bit of a scan just to make sure that there was no problem with the truck's computer, the ECU, the ECM, anything that would impede a situation like this. Now, I know normally you guys have worked on vehicles enough. You guys know that any issues with the ECM will cause an issue with the OBD2 scanning all the way. If you guys don't know what an OBD2 is, definitely look it up, get one. They're very, very cheap these days. You guys get one for 18 bucks. I'm probably gonna put a link on my site. If you guys don't have one, definitely keep it around. It makes diagnosing issues that much more easy, so much more easier than having to rely on somebody else to help you out, going to the shop, going to the dealership, etc., etc. Okay, let's get back. Let's get to what this situation is and what the fuse, what was looked at. Okay, so on this truck, all right, there are a couple of fuses that is associated with the starter, number 11. Number 34. 34 is for the PCM, 11 is for the starter. All right, and basically I actually did pull those two fuses just to check whether the fuses were blown or not, and had no issues with either of those fuses. I looked at them, had no issues with those two fuses. Now, that was the eyesight test that I did on the fuses. All right, so basically what I did was I actually went back to Walmart. I got a fuse tester and went and tested out all the fuses, tested out all the fuses just to make sure that there was no issues with any of the fuses. And that's very, very important, because these days, with all the electronics in these vehicles, it doesn't really have to be the starter fuse that could cause this situation. It could be a variety of fuses, because they're all interconnected one way or another in many of these electronic schematics of these vehicles. I've come across certain vehicles where a blown fuse for the light in the glove compartment actually caused a no start situation, and that was a Mercedes-Benz vehicle. Okay, so here's what did the trick. There were 3 fuses. All right, went and checked out all the fuses and the relay. There's 3 fuses top left near the firewall. I think that there might have been 3 or 4, and they were 40 amp fuses, but they were marked 40 on these fuses. And essentially checked out those fuses, and those fuses didn't read. It didn't light up the tester. A couple of them did, but anyway, went and pushed the fuses in. Literally went and pushed those fuses in, and then used the fuse tester, and the fuse tester lit up. At that point, went back and try to start the truck, and truck start up, and have had no issues ever since. So the moral of the story, just to keep this short, if you guys are still here listening to this, and if you guys want to resolve this issue with your no crank situation, definitely check out your fuses. Make sure that your fuses are seated properly and pushed in properly, and definitely have a fuse tester to test out all the fuses. Now I'm not quite sure what exactly those fuses were, but once they were pushed in, it started reading that they were good. I used the tester, the fuse tester, and it read that they were good. And at that point, everything worked back to normal. Now, I don't know if this is a fluke situation, but you're gonna have to test it yourself. Obviously, if those fusers were all good, it's probably the starter that's the problem in this situation. You might have a bigger issue at hand, but it's always good if you guys are able to get your vehicle started with a simple fix and not have to worry about getting a starter changed and spending money on it and all that. All right, guys, hope this has helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave a question in the comment section. If you guys have your own personal experiences with this, definitely leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know how you fixed your issue, what was the problem, etc., etc. And hope this video has helped you guys out in some way. Please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate your time. All right, guys, have a good day. Take care.